I keep that shit 200. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Requiem for a Tuesday, episode 200. Justice is here. What's up, bud?
I'm here for it. Episode 200.
Remember when I said we were going to do video special? I lied. We are not. One, I don't have the lighting. Two, I don't have the energy. So maybe later. We'll see. But thanks for listening. We made it. 200. We're here. Shout out those who listen and download and subscribe. Please do that wherever you listen to the show.
Congratulations.
It's a meaningless accomplishment. I mean, really, it just means that I chose to not give up. It's a participation. Congratulations. Like, I kept doing it. Yeah. It's not really an achievement, though, you know?
No, it's an achievement.
I guess, but it's like if you counted how many times you wiped your ass completely clean, would it be an achievement when you got to 2,000? Like, no. You know?
Yeah.
But here we are, 200 episodes, many years later, reflecting on what has been, what has come to be. Inevitably, irrevotably. Happy birthday. There's no such thing. Anyway. Rate, review, and subscribe. Merch, rfat.bigcartel.com. Instagram, adam.rfat. Subscribe. Share it. Get the numbers up. That's all I want. Thank you. Love you if you're listening. All right. So they made another Beetlejuice for some reason, and we're here to talk about it. First, I guess let's just talk about the first movie, because I don't really know how else to talk about the new one without talking about the first one. Did you rewatch it before you saw the new one?
Yes.
Okay. Was it as good as you remember? Hold on first. How consistently have you seen this movie throughout your life, I guess? Like, prior to rewatching it, when was the last time you'd watched it?
Like 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay, so we're in like the exact same boat. Okay. So how do you think it held up to how you remember it?
Well,
I would say, okay, I'll agree with well, but it was a lot simpler than I remember, I guess. Like, the plot's basically nothing in the movie. Well, actually, let's go even slower. Can I just say nobody dies from that car accident, even in 1988. They're going 7 miles an hour, and they fall off of a bridge that's 10 feet high. A toddler could fall off that bridge.
You're right, like the distance from the bridge into
at the low speed that they're going. Like, the car almost doesn't flip over. They were not.
Yes,
they were
Yes,
not.
they were.
Now, I understand that part of it was like the filmmaking limitation they had to make that. They just had to drive the car slow, speed it up, like do something. It looks silly.
It does look silly.
Like, I would volunteer. I would be a stunt man in a scene where they do that for real. I would sit in that car. Like you could maybe make the excuse that
you could die.
You can't. You couldn't. I think you could make the excuse that like maybe if I didn't even rewatch to check this, but let's say they don't have their seatbelts on. Oh, your head hits the ceiling of the car. Like, I could see that maybe resulting in one of there's no way they both die. It doesn't matter, even without seatbelts.
That's real.
Like, you could just open the door. The car didn't even go straight to the bottom. It had to like sink. You know what I mean? Like, it fell in at such a low speed and impact and distance that it doesn't even go to the bottom.
That like storyline kind of plays out the same way in the new one because of the way that the kid is dead in his house, and you don't know until I don't think you're supposed to realize it until like
you're jumping ahead a little bit.
Do you think so?
100%, seeing as how we're talking about the first movie.
Oh, true.
This guy, he's way off his game, ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta say, it was a great revisit to the classic for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it still. I mean, the last scene is by far the most iconic, I would say, that holds up the best. Like, that to me like
Wait, the scene in the church?
what?
You're talking about the end of the new one?
Incorrect. We're still talking.
You're
We're doing
still
the
talking
first
about
movie
first?
first.
Oh my
So
god.
we're gonna okay, Justice. So we're gonna do the first movie first, and then when we're done talking about the first movie entirely,
Yeah.
we'll talk about the new one.
I can talk about the original. I can talk about it.
It's all,
swear.
you see, because like one came out before the other one,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So like if you talk about the new one before the old one, there's no context because the first one has to happen first.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about the first one first, and we'll do that.
Okay.
All right. So in the second one, I gotcha. This guy. Anyway, it's also okay. So I didn't understand
throwing you off your
the whole
game.
plot of the movie is literally just these people die and they just don't like the people who move in. That's it.
Yeah.
Which didn't realize any of that at all. Okay, so they don't like the people that move in, and then in the underworld they get like a caseworker, and that lady is just like, just for no reason, is like, don't work with Beetlejuice. Which is like, they don't know who Beetlejuice is. Nobody knows who Beetlejuice is. Only you do, lady. Just don't tell them. And the movie doesn't happen. You know, like just an absurd thing, but whatever.
But still, they ask for Beetlejuice's help.
It's unclear to me. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention. How does he just end up in the model, though? You know, the dude built the little model of the town. Does that happen because they said his name once already or something?
I don't know. I think that was his job. He was like an architect or something. Right?
I'm talking about Beetlejuice.
No, I'm talking about the people that had the 3D model.
Right, but I'm saying, how does Beetlejuice end up in the little model? Because he's in the model before he's
I don't know.
involved, right? Doesn't he just show up in the model all of a sudden?
Yeah.
He didn't get like summoned there, I don't think.
I think he was going to be in that attic no matter what. I don't think it mattered.
But Beetlejuice is from the underworld.
I don't know.
He's like a
That doesn't
demon
really
or
make
whatever.
sense.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to double check that real quick.
What?
Okay, I didn't learn anything, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, he ends up in the model, then he comes out of the model.
Beetlejuice?
Yeah, and then whatever. He tells them to haunt these people. And it's the fucking principal from Ferris Bueller, who's a pedophile in real life. That's true.
Ew.
Yeah, not good. That is why he does not appear in the new film in real physical form.
Good.
And Catherine O'Hara, she's great.
She is a smash hit. again.
That's something I didn't appreciate on any previous watch, and then watching it again, she was great.
What a performance.
Like, truly, it was awesome. And then Winona Ryder is obviously great as the kid who can see ghosts because she's weird, is basically the reason. They're just like, yeah, she's fucking weird, so she could see
Does
them.
she end up like buying the house back in the new one? I feel like I don't remember that. Anything.
There's no resolution to that in the new one. Still
Okay.
talking about the first one.
Okay, got
Still working on that.
it. Sorry.
We'll get there, I promise.
Yeah.
This kid's anxious.
Yeah, sorry.
I mean, you know, the movie's great. And then the other thing is, too, I didn't realize that the gay dude's just the interior decorator, because the scene when he does the seance that he thinks is a seance,
Yeah.
and I don't know, just his look and his speaking voice, like he just seems like he is like a paranormal investigator. Like, I guess when I saw that movie as a kid, I just always assumed that he was like a ghost hunter.
Oh. No, yeah, he was. I didn't really get it either. It took me like a rewalk to realize that, you know.
Yeah, and they're also like, the people are there for like 4 days, and they're like, we need to get him the fuck out of here. It's like, you guys are ghosts, chill. But they're told they have to haunt it for like 100 years, whatever, and so they get Beetlejuice. And then
Wait, so
what?
I
liked all the build up to it. See, so I like how they die. They're in the quaint little town that's a little weird, and then they slowly realize they're ghosts. It's all like really well done.
Yeah.
But it is almost misleading. Like, the movie's not just straight up not about Beetlejuice. But it's like, how else there's no other way to frame the movie when a major character can't come into the movie that late and it not be about him at the same time.
Right.
But it's very disorienting.
Yeah.
And then, are you about to pass out?
No.
Okay. He's leaning hard, folks, just so you guys know. I was a little concerned. And then, I don't know. He's there. You did almost fall down. See, I knew it.
Spaghetti.
What about it?
It's good.
Sure is. So anyway, then Beetlejuice just kind of does his thing, scares everybody, and then the movie's just kind of over like that. All of a sudden, it just shifts to now the issues. He needs to marry Winona Ryder. And then they just nip that in the bud in like 2 seconds, and then it just ends. And then the great scene I was talking about is when they're now like living in harmony with the ghosts, and then she does the song and dance where she floats up in the air.
Yeah. That's pretty sick. Wasn't that the end of the movie?
Yeah, that's like literally just how it closes out, just like a non sequitur song and dance. It's pretty awesome. I feel like that ending really held up. But overall, I mean, yeah, I just feel like I thought the movie had more going on than what I remember. But it was fine. Like there was nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it makes it a little better.
That's just what I noticed, that it was just like very bare bones.
Yeah.
But it's great. It's great. And the new one, here, we can talk about the new one now. I know how excited you are about that. Is the opposite. It could not be more complicated. There's like 6 plot lines going on, and for no reason.
No, it's like 3
main ones, but then there's still like 2 or 3 side plots, I feel like.
I don't think so.
So anyway, all of a sudden, the movie basically opens with like Beetlejuice's bride like escaping from some facility. There's no context to it at all. Like it's almost, it's shot like it's supposed to be implied, like we know where this is and who this is and what's even happening. None of it makes any sense. So anyway, yeah, fucking. Then she kills Danny DeVito, which, I'm glad they squeezed Danny DeVito in here.
I loved it.
The whole sequence?
Yes.
But you weren't.
Not the suitcase thing. I don't know.
But that's what I'm saying. You weren't just like, who is this lady and why do I care? Like it took a long time too. That was the thing. It was like 5 straight minutes to like open the movie. And it's like, well, this is Beetlejuice 2, and they start it by a completely new character.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. It also didn't pay off. That's why it sucked. She just walks around the whole movie, randomly steals people's souls, and then immediately when she finally confronts the actual characters of the movie, is gone. Like, just gets defeated in 2 seconds. Why have it in there? Literally, the movie does not change other than getting shorter, which would be better, and being more cohesive, which would be better if it's cut. Like, there's only positives if that entire plot line is just cut.
That would make it too short, I think.
No way. It cuts like 8 minutes off the movie. She's not in it that much. And there's no context, and they don't bring her up really ever. Like, he has a one-liner or 2 that she's after him to, like, remind people that it's part of the movie.
Right.
Didn't care for that.
It just kind of weaves in and out,
Justin Theroux, God bless him. I love Justin Theroux.
I loved it.
No, wrong. I'm disagreeing with you. I'm stating how much I love him because he should not be in this movie, and I don't want to be mean to Justin Theroux, but like, he's in like Paddington, not Beetlejuice. You know what I mean? Like, he's way over the top with this.
Yeah.
And playing it way too broadly that it's just like, this guy's like, you know what I mean? He's in Air Bud. Like, he's just playing the wrong character. Like, that character doesn't fit into this.
I think he did it well.
He is a great actor and man.
Yeah. You think that he just...
I mean, maybe it's the character itself just wouldn't have worked. Maybe that's how it was meant to be portrayed. It just didn't work for me.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, it's just like it doesn't add anything to the movie other than we're going to pigeonhole a wedding scene into the ending and that's the way we want to end it. He also adds nothing to the movie. He's clearly just shady. Like, it's no surprise. He's acting weird as fuck the whole time.
Yeah.
So they try to act like it's some big reveal when he reveals he's shady. It's like this, him being annoying for an hour wasn't worth this payoff that I knew was true. You know? Like, it was just so clear that she shouldn't marry that guy. Everybody knew it. Like, they all made jokes about it. It was just all really dumb. He proposes at the wake, like, was that supposed to be funny? Was that supposed to be taken seriously? Because no matter what, it just didn't work. It was just like nobody would do this. And this doesn't fit into Beetlejuice. Like, this is supposed to be Beetlejuice. You know what I mean? Why are we putting like a relationship drama? It's supposed to be about ghosts and undead. That's the whole, like I'm saying, that's why I want to talk about the first one. The plot of the first one is people die, become ghosts. Ghosts haunt people. Now this one is like Winona Ryder is going to marry her producer that she met at a couple's trauma retreat somewhere else. And she's now running a show about being a ghost hunter. And her daughter's Jenna Ortega, and her husband / father died in a piranha accident in the Amazon. And Jenna Ortega is in a boarding school, and they have a complicated relationship. And like, what? That's so much. The other one was like, this guy's an architect. His wife's Gina Davis. They're dead. Like, who cares? That was it. It's just like, what is all this?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Did it, like, you could fill it in with a lot less. I get
just
you need
be
to give
about like Jenna Ortega's character, and that's it. And Beetlejuice, like that thing, just those two plot lines, and that could have been the movie. You know,
it's like Winona needed to be in it, but it just didn't need to be that complicated. She could have just been a weird adult,
right?
And her relationship with Jenna Ortega could have been just like slightly strained because of the, you know what I mean? Like that still could have been part of it, but it just didn't need to be like all this deeply written in stuff that they had to put exposition in for. Cause you know what I mean? It's like, you're just telling me all the backstory.
Right.
I don't really care that much, you know, like. And then Catherine O'Hara, the funny thing was that backstory where it was clearly a joke about how the dad died and how they just didn't really care was because the guy's a pedophile. So that was all like, that had humor. It was told in a humorous way in the movie, but it also had a bigger joke than that where they were basically just like, yeah, we don't give a fuck that this guy's not here. You know?
Yeah.
So that was nice. And Catherine O'Hara was great again. I thought she was the best part of this new one, outside of Michael Keaton. Because Michael Keaton, it was like he played Beetlejuice yesterday.
He did a really good job.
I don't know. I also think it was like, if you want to, do we really need to dive deeper in like the inner workings of the underworld bureaucracy?
Yeah.
Like, why is this like
the transit system and stuff?
Yeah, like why is this the
see
Beetlejuice extended universe?
Yeah.
And it's like, here's his minions. And it's like, what, he has minions now?
The whole dance sequence on the, like...
That was kind of fun, though.
Subway.
That was like in tone with the original, but it felt like it was trying to be rather than like naturally was. Yeah, the whole Willem Dafoe is a dead actor who's now a underworld detective.
I thought that was great.
It's like, it was kind of funny, but it's like, what is this?
Right.
It was like they were trying to set up the Beetlejuice TV show. Like, that's what this was. You know what I mean? Like, it was like, oh, I can see the episode where they dedicate it to the police guy, or he's a regular character. Like, why are you world building? It's one sequel after 30 whatever years. 40 years, whatever.
They revisit the little office space several times, that kiosk area, the waiting room.
Like, we're not interested in all these new characters. It's like you're expecting me to, like, care or have nostalgia for something you've never shown me before.
That's where Catherine O'Hara ends up, so...
That was funny, though, too. The fact that she got the snakes and she was like, they're not poisonous, and then she just lets them bite her and dies instantly.
They ended up being
She was
poisonous.
incredible the whole movie. Shout out Catherine O'Hara. She looks great, too.
Yeah?
How old? She's got to be old. No offense, Catherine.
55?
Oh, is that it?
Think so?
Oh.
I don't know.
Then I'm sorry, Catherine. I don't know why I'm assuming you're much older. But you look great. You look great, regardless.
I don't actually know.
It's fine. We don't need to check. We don't need to do worse things to Catherine O'Hara right now. Nothing but respect.
Right on.
It's like, overall, I liked it. I think the plot with the kid and Jenna Ortega was very well done and clever. Now, obviously, she like falls for the kid too fast and is just like way too willing to help out a ghost who lied to her. You know, like he already met you under false pretenses. What?
I checked.
Yeah, just say it.
70.
Oh, see, that's more in line with what I thought. Yeah, see, she looks great.
Hell yeah.
But now you just outed her for that. That's what I was trying to not do.
Oops.
We could have just left it at 55.
All right.
I'm not cutting it. Anyway, but yeah, it's just like the ghost lied to you by not telling you he's a ghost, and then tells you he's a ghost, and then it's just like, oh yeah, if you just come with me, I'll just get my life back. And she just unquestionably is just like, yeah, I'm down for that. Like, read the book. He's just like, oh, it's in the book. And she just goes, oh, okay, cool.
How could you not read the book?
Like, all of a sudden, she's not the curious girl who loves science.
Right.
You know what I mean? They made a point to give her all of this backstory about how she believes in science and is not like her mom and blah, 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 blah.
And she ends up being like her mom.
So whatever. And then she goes and does it, and the reveal is that he murdered his parents. And there's something where she's like, she technically like signed to like trade her life for his so he can go back. And then all of that's very well done, but then it just kind of ends real quick. Like abruptly, which the payoff was good because it was Beetlejuice and it was a little funny. But it was just like, oh, that plot line's over. And then there's still like 30 minutes left in the movie. It's like, oh, I kind of thought that was going to be like the big hook.
Mm-hmm. What else could they have done with it, you know?
He should have been the final villain, I thought. Instead of it making it his wife for no reason, who didn't even need to be in the movie.
Yeah.
And then they could have extended his thing out with her more, so he manipulates her further before it really starts. It would be a little more developed.
Yeah, I mean, if they were gonna introduce that much like universe, you would
maybe
think
what they
would
make
utilize
it like
some
maybe
of it.
what they make it is like she has to like agree to marry him for him to get his life back or something, and that's the trick. And then they can still get their like wedding ending thing. I don't know.
What a great time. That wedding sequence.
So
was
you just
incredible.
loved it. You were just all in.
Yeah, by the end, for sure.
Like the whole but the beginning was definitely slow
yeah,
and
yeah,
questionable.
yeah.
The wife, I just can't get
Setting
the
all that
wife
up
thing.
and
I'm
not
never
utilizing
like.
it was, I think, a mistake. But
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, the scene where she staples herself together is, I guess, kind of cool. It took kind of way too long for me. Saw it in Dolby, which was awesome, by the way.
what does that even mean?
It's like not IMAX, but it's Dolby.
So the audio is good and the picture's decent.
The picture's also improved. It's like a higher frame rate and more depth of color or something. But yeah, the audio is definitely the bigger perk. There are speakers lining every part of the ceiling.
What?
Yeah, it was awesome. There's one at the Rosemont AMC.
Is there not other? Is there not other ones? Are they only? At
They're at AMC's. I just don't know which other ones have it.
oh, I had no idea.
Yeah. Good stuff. The score wasn't as noticeable, I feel like, as in the first one.
Yeah, it was lacking. I agree. There was only 2 songs from Danny Elfman on this one, on the soundtrack. That is.
Isn't he, like, pretty wild? Isn't there, like, a lot of crazy shit about Danny Elfman out there?
What about him?
Oh, you should just look into it is all I'm going to say.
Is it bad?
Hey, there are allegations is all I can say.
That's terrible.
It doesn't mean they happened, but it doesn't mean they didn't.
Well
So.
then. But yeah, so there was less. There was 2 tracks on it. He did the whole record, the last one. You know?
And I mean, honestly, I just think Tim Burton, ever since he went Disney, has just lost it. Like, he's lost his fastball. Like, I would say even Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, he got to be weird and kind of do his thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that was probably the last movie where he did that. Oh, and Frankenweenie, obviously. That was like 100% his.
I need to watch Frankenweenie, dude.
I love Frankenweenie. That's the best movie he's made, I mean,
Really?
in a long, long time, yeah. Like since the 90s, maybe?
Like since Nightmare Before Christmas?
Yeah, technically he didn't direct that, though, also.
Which one?
It's like a Nightmare Before Christmas. It's like a common misnomer.
Really?
Yeah, he was just like the executive producer. And he may have written it even, too, but... And it's called Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Damn.
But that's because of his producing situation.
Damn.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I would say that was, yeah, probably the last good one. I don't know. I'd have to look at the filmography in order. Let me pull it up real quick right here. Here we go. Timmy B. Everybody's first favorite director. Am I right? Was he your first favorite director?
I don't think so.
Oh. Whatever. All right, so we got Pee-wee, Beetlejuice, Batman, Scissorhands, Batman Returns, Ed Wood, Mars Attacks, What a Run, Sleepy Hollow, Planet of the Apes, Big Fish, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Corpse Bride, Sweeney Todd, oh, okay, Alice in Wonderland, Dark Shadows, Frankenweenie, Big Eyes, Home for Peculiar Children, Dumbo, Beetlejuice. Okay, so...
Dumbo? Whoa.
Frankenweenie is the best movie he made since Corpse Bride.
Corpse
And I would
Bride.
say Frankenweenie is better than Corpse Bride, in my opinion.
Huh.
Yeah.
I haven't seen.
I mean, I don't
any of
mind
those.
Sweeney Todd either. I like Sweeney Todd. I just, I can only watch a musical so often.
I've only seen Sweeney Todd like once.
I've seen it probably 3 times. 2-3 times. It's good. It's good. But
Yeah.
I'm just not a musical guy, and especially with these other ones. I mean, my favorite is probably Batman Returns.
God,
But
love
I fucking
Batman
love
Returns.
Batman Returns.
Oh, that's a good movie.
I think that is the best Batman movie, probably. I think that's my hot take. I think The Dark Knight
Wait, that's
is
the
just
one with
washed
Robin,
out.
right?
No. Batman Returns is Catwoman and Penguin, Danny DeVito.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's awesome. Michelle Pfeiffer. Fucking love that shit. But I don't know. Yeah, he's definitely just like lost his fastball ever since all that shit. But, you know, rich guy, old guy, whatever. You ever see Ed Wood?
No.
Oh, you should watch Ed Wood.
What's that?
It's a biography about Ed Wood.
What the fuck, man?
You don't know Ed Wood?
No.
He's like the worst filmmaker of all time. He made Plan 9 from Outer Space, one of the worst movies ever made. He made a lot of really bad movies, and he was like a weird cross-dresser guy. And it's about how weird he is. And he made a bunch of movies with Bela Lugosi, who played like OG Dracula in the 30s. Because they just became like really close friends, and Lugosi was like an old man, so he's like, yeah, I just love acting, like I'll be in your movies. And they were all like terrible, but that's why it's notable, because there were famous people in him. Like I think he got Boris Karloff to do a couple of them too.
Who is that?
The original Frankenstein. Fucking learn your shit, bro. Like, didn't you go to film school?
No.
You never took a film class in college?
No, dude.
You didn't.
No.
Are you lying?
I took an art history class, but not for...
Not focused on movies?
No, not on
Okay.
cinema, no.
All right. Still, you don't know fucking Boris Karloff?
Shut up.
This is what's wrong with this fucking generation.
Ow.
Ew. Dude, you just chipped your tooth.
Did I?
No. What a dumbass. Justice Gump.
Shut up.
You're not even fast, dude.
Yeah, I am.
Not like that.
Yeah, I'm fast like Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump played college football at Alabama. You don't even know what that means. You don't know how significant that is at all. Are you bleeding? This
No.
dude just threw the microphone into his face. Guy hits the bong one time.
Oops.
Jesus.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
All right. Give me what's your grade on Beetlejuice? You didn't chip your tooth. What's your grade on Beetlejuice? You can go out of 10, or you can do whatever you want.
Ooh.
But put it on a real
Beetlejuice?
Put it on some scale.
1, right?
Original.
Oh. 8.7.
That's high.
Yeah.
All right, what's the second one?
8.5.
That's absurd. That's absurd. That's disrespectful to the original. That's overinflating the second one.
All right,
so you
7.9.
No. That's your score.
7.9.
No. Your score is your score. You don't get to change it.
I want to change it.
You don't get to change it.
What's it going to cost? You need more teeth?
What's the truth?
7.5.
See, you're out of your gourd. What are you doing?
I was changing my answer.
You're unreliable. What's the truth?
7.5.
For sure? You're locking it in?
Locking it in.
Say final answer.
Final answer.
Oh! So you loved it though.
Yeah, it was great.
So you wouldn't cut out the wife thing.
No.
You think it made sense structurally?
No, I guess if there was one thing that I could
like, why don't you just
there was-
move the intro to 10 minutes later? Like, intro other people first. Like, why is it first?
it could have been farther out.
The
yeah.
editing alone of it is just odd.
Yeah.
Because nothing happens right after. It just cuts away. It's like if that would then lead to like, oh, she turns a corner and then there's Beetlejuice or whatever. Or she comes through a portal and then Winona Ryder walks by or something. Like, at least transition it. But they literally just cut right away. I didn't like it.
I won't do that right now.
You won't do what?
Say spaghetti.
Seems like you just did. Also, I listened back on something for a second. The cat is just coming through on this episode. So, welcome to my life. Apologies, but unfortunately, there's nothing more I can do. He does this. There it is, right on cue. What a fucking asshole. I'll break his legs.
Don't do that.
You know how easy it would be? You ever think about how easy it would be to kill a small animal?
It doesn't matter.
But do you think about that?
No.
But like not like that you would do it. That's not what I'm asking.
Right.
But like that you could, like just how physically capable
I don't
you
think
are
about
and
it.
how I find that hard to believe.
I
You never pet like a cat on its neck and you're just like, "Oh man." Or like you pick one up, you could just chuck it at the wall. Like really hard. Like I could throw a cat really hard
no,
because of its weight. You know, it's got a great weight and grip. Like you could fucking throw a cat at a door really hard.
that's crazy.
You know, step on it, whatever. Be no problem with some boots. A lot of ways.
Dude, I
But I don't want to. I'm just aware of how easily I could.
right. It's terrible.
Like a bird? I would kill a bird, probably.
How?
What do you mean?
Catch it with your bare hands?
I'm saying if a bird was bothering me, I wouldn't like seek out a bird to kill.
Huh. Like if it was trying to attack you?
Yeah.
Okay. I see.
I'm saying like that's the animal where it's like I'm fine with it. I probably wouldn't feel that much remorse.
Right.
But I feel like if I killed like a mammal, I'd be pretty sad.
Right.
You know? I really don't want to do that like at all under like any circumstances. But like a bird? Unless it's a duck. But I don't think a duck would be like life-threatening in any situation. So I should be okay to not have to kill a duck.
Maybe
But I'll gladly eat a duck, too. I'm a complex person. What can I say?
duck is really good.
It's delicious. Have you been to the Duck Inn?
No.
Oh, I really want to go there.
Do they have duck at the Duck Inn?
Yeah, it's the whole thing.
Oh.
Yeah, but if you want duck, I think you have to order in advance. Just so
What?
they know. They got to prep the duck. It's just like it's like Seinfeld. You got to call the Duck Inn.
What? How far in advance?
I think like the next day. Like you know, you do it like on your reservation, I think. I don't think it's complicated, Justice. It's a common thing. Duck. You're the cook. Come on.
Kiss me.
We'll get the menu after this. All right, you got anything else on Beetlejuice after all your great evaluation you've had so far?
No, I just think that the score was better. The plot line was better. It was
In the original
overall-
or in the new
yeah.
one? Oh.
And it was more playful and exciting.
It's certainly more exciting.
8. I stand by
The
my
new one was like straight up a children's film, I would say, outside of like a couple of moments, whereas the first one is too, but it's weird for kids. I thought that movie was weird, but everybody shows a kid's Beetlejuice
This
because
was,
it's fine. But this one is a kid's movie.
this new one, yeah, it just goes places and it doesn't do anything with it. And it's,
But you stand by 7.5.
yeah.
All right. I would say the original, I'll give it like a 7.8,
Ooh.
and the new one like a 5.2. Probably.
What are you comparing it to?
Beetlejuice.
No, I know, but like on your scale in general, Within
No.
the-
I don't operate on a single scale for all movies in that way.
Oh.
I don't want like a spectrum of scale. It's just each one is its own thing. Each thing is graded on its own scale. Because things aren't comparable that way. It's not like Portnoy with pizza, where it's like, okay, he's getting cheese pizza. That's fair to compare them all in one way, I would say. Now, the different styles, it does get a little complicated, I guess. But, like, to say that, like, a fun movie I like a lot is Premium Rush. You like Premium Rush?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, you'd love it. It is, what's his name? Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and he's a bike messenger in New York, and he gets caught up in some shit. And there's a bunch of fucking fun bike messenger scenes, action, chase.
Yeah, they're like
scenes and
slamming like mirrors off with chains and shit.
Yeah.
I've seen clips of this.
It's fun as fuck, right?
Yeah.
But like, so if that movie's like a 7.3 because it's like really fun and surprisingly well made, but it's still kind of cheesy and has a lame premise, and I mean it's like an action movie, then that's not really a 7.3 then if it's on the scale of like There Will Be Blood is a 9.9 or whatever, because there's no way that those are only that little bit apart.
Those are actually kind of close in genre, though.
Not at all. But, you know, a period piece about oil is not similar to an action movie about a bike messenger.
They're action movies.
There Will Be Blood is not an action movie.
What is it then?
A drama?
It's an action.
It's like
drama.
it's an epic, I guess, if anything.
Yeah, that's an action drama.
It's not it's not an action movie at all.
I disagree. It's very full of action.
It is not. It really is not.
You think
There's
so?
like the oil rig explodes, which is cool. He like kills the fake brother. He kills the guy at the end. There's not a whole lot of action.
I thought it was.
There's like the screaming. There's a lot of screaming.
Yeah.
I guess there's like church slaps and stuff, but that's not action.
That's also very dramatic.
But anyway, do you see my point though? Like if that's a 9.9, then Premium Rush has to be like a 4 point something. If we're just judging it all on quality.
Oh.
Like on an equal playing field, like what is just the true spectrum of movies? Then that's a whole different argument. So that's why I don't think of it that way, at least.
Well, that was how I kind of thought about it.
Yeah, but if you thought about it the way I don't, because then that would mean that you think Beetlejuice is like fucking incredible. 7.5 out of 10. Like what movie isn't amazing then? What's Finding Nemo? 200 out of 10? Like what are you talking about?
How do you feel about Finding Nemo in general?
Finding Nemo's a masterpiece. What are you talking about? Love Finding Nemo.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's the best Pixar movie.
Where do you
Ratatouille.
rate Soul, though?
It's Ratatouille. I haven't seen Soul.
Really?
Yeah.
You should watch Soul.
I'll check it out. It's like a death movie, though. For kids. Just doesn't seem like that's a good idea.
It's a great idea. It worked out really well.
You would have loved that if you were 7?
No, I don't think so.
That's the problem, right? That's why it wasn't successful.
Well, you should watch it.
So you stand by that 7.5. All right. Justice says Beetlejuice on par with Terminator 2 for greatest sequels of all time.
Terminator 2 Judgment Day is like an 8.5.
You're underrating that movie. That's insane. Terminator 2 is perfect, dude. I love Terminator 2. Are you out of your mind?
Terminator 1 is like a 9.
Oh, see, I like the second one much better.
I like Terminator. It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. What the fuck?
There's way less action. It's way lower budget.
It's
more of
great.
a horror film, I would say,
Yeah.
than an action movie.
Yeah. James Cameron.
He made both of them. Love James Cameron. You're anti-James Cameron. Don't even try to come on here. All the times you've come on this show and slandered James Cameron.
In what way?
Don't you dare. Well, I'm not bringing up all the tape. We know that.
Oh, no.
Everybody who's heard you on this enough knows that you're anti-James Cameron overall.
That is not true.
You've disrespected James Cameron a number of times.
No.
All right. It's time for Sports Corner, ladies and gentlemen.
What? Uh-oh.
And I've got results.
There's a printout.
Yeah, I did a printout this time to make it easier because I was trying to go from the pics of the photo of the pics that I made on my phone and correlate them to the results on screen. And I just did the old print and highlight. Print and highlight, classic move.
Good
Radio guy move.
Yeah.
I'm a vet in the business. Episode 200. Suck my fucking dick.
Oh, my God.
The Bears are terrible, but we'll get into that. We'll get into that. So, as mentioned, if this is your first sports corner of the year, I'm doing preseason picks and I'm sticking to my guns. I picked every week of the year, and we're going to see how it holds up over time. I'm the only guy holding myself accountable in the entire industry. Perhaps. I did not verify that in any capacity, but people don't really do that. But also, I'm not trying to be taken seriously.
You should put money in this.
Well, I should have, because the first week I was like 12-5. I crushed it. I can already tell you those are not the results this week, but I did not have a losing week. All right. Bills, Dolphins. Big mistake by me. Pick the Dolphins. Tua's dead. That's mean, but he got concussion again. Now, Tua's the guy who, when he gets concussions, he goes like this.
Yeah.
And it's horrifying to look at. And, yeah. Basically, people are just like, he shouldn't play anymore, like, because it's happened to him like 5 times.
Oh, no.
He should do whatever he wants, but if you're being smart, yeah, he probably shouldn't play anymore. But I don't know. That's not anything that I care about discussing. The Bills are awesome. I love the Bills. As I said, people are all they lost all these players. They have decent, solid, consistent talent. I would say more depth of talent than they've had in recent years, albeit at a lower level. But when you got the QB, that's all you need. The QB makes the plays. Josh Allen is the man. All right. I'm going off the ESPN screenshot, so unfortunately next up is Bears-Texans. All right, positive side. We had the ball, a minute 40 whatever seconds left, down 6, a touchdown wins the game against a Super Bowl contender with an upstart, hot shot rookie QB with an elite wide receiver, possibly 2 or 3 elite wide receivers. And we pretty much shut them the fuck down. The defense is on it. Concern, sidebar. If the offense doesn't fucking stay on the field, though, and the defense is getting gassed out, this isn't going to last very long. So, end sidebar. The special teams is great. The defense is great. The problem is just like, it's one thing to just be like, oh, the offense isn't that good. Oh, there's some mistakes here or there. It's just like they're playing like JV fucking high schoolers. It doesn't make any sense. Like, the offensive line can't block stunts. Like, you do stunts in I was doing stunts in Pee-wee football in 6th grade. They don't know how to block a fucking stunt. They can't recognize when it's coming. I don't know whose fault that is, but whoever's fucking fault it is, like, fix it now. There's no reason why you can't understand that as a professional offensive lineman in the NFL or coach or whatever. And the big picture hyper concern is, if this is how this is going to be and this is a fucking disaster, then if we have to fire the coach and it's another OC and we're doing Caleb Williams in his second year, second offensive coordinator, and we're doing the toxic thing that everybody fucking does, then what was the point of any of this? And why didn't we just get it right? Why didn't we just let him go? Now, that was the positive spin. So, I just don't get it. There's no excuse for this. I mean, like, somebody hold somebody fucking accountable for something. It's 2 weeks in a row where it's just piss poor bullshit. I don't even see how it's possible. Like, Bo Nix isn't doing shit. He's not getting not getting pressured like crazy. To get pressured on every snap, the second the ball is in your hands, the second you're taking one step back, there's a guy already through. It just shouldn't even be possible. So I don't want to hear the things that I'm hearing about, like, oh, the players are this bad. The players can't be just this bad. There are backups in the league already that are holding their own better than this. It's way beyond. There's no way we just signed the worst 2 linemen in the league or whatever you want to say. Nate Davis, nobody should be happy with Nate Davis and his lack of effort. Like, that's definitely a problem, and he probably doesn't deserve to play. But it just doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. There's no run game at all, also because of that, but also the calls are just bad. The play calling, weirdly, again, just kind of fell apart in the second half. They did do a good job of getting Caleb into a rhythm. It's like, I don't know. The pressures just can't happen. It's like, I'd be fine if it was just the receivers aren't connecting or whatever, but it's like we're getting this kid's ass kicked, and it's just like, why is this happening again? If the rookie they drafted needs to fucking play, then just play him. I don't care if he's not ready. If he has legs, he's better than these other guys that are just on fucking roller skates the whole time. Indianapolis has the worst run defense in the NFL. Anthony Richardson turns the ball over like crazy. If we can't be successful against this team, it is a severe indictment on the offense, and especially if they lose. If they win and the offense just shows improvement, I guess that's one thing. But by week 4, if there's not some consistency and just some normalcy, just look like a football team. I mean, I heard somebody say this morning, they look like they just met. It's true. It's like they never practiced together before when they're out there. How do none of you know what the plays are? How does the play caller not know what plays to call? What personnel would be successful together? Like, how have you guys not evaluated any of this stuff? Just a shot. They just manage to do it every year. The Bears are masters at using the offseason to manipulate their fan base and spin zone everything that's happening into getting the hype up and saying that they fixed all the problems, even if they didn't fix them. And they just twist your arm because they know you fucking love them so much that you'll just eat up whatever you can. Now, again, that's panic mode. That's the panic mode situation. It could be that Flus is competent enough. I don't know. I think the biggest mistake they made was not just completely resetting and getting rid of the head coach too, because the defense is fucking like incredible. But at what cost if the offense can't get there, even with a new coordinator? Like, clearly there's just something missing and going wrong for now. And we'll see if they can correct it. That is what they're fucking there for. So hopefully it's just rookie early season bumps, all that type of shit, whatever. But they need a fucking sense of urgency to get this shit fixed. Like, we're not doing this to Caleb Williams. That's all I have to say. But a valiant effort to be that close and to hold them to all those field goals. And, I mean, if the offense could just do anything, they have a chance to win that game somehow. They had no business being in that game. And that's also the big problem. It's just that it looks so ugly. Even if the score isn't that bad and people could look at that and go, it's just so ugly. It has no business doing that. All right. Raiders, Ravens. Got this one wrong as... Oh, no. I got the Bears-Texans correct. I did pick the Texans. So that's the thing. It's like I expected them to lose and they lost, but it just doesn't pass the eye test. I had the Ravens, and they lost. And that's a shocker because the Raiders are not supposed to be good, and that sucks. I don't really care. I don't like the Ravens. They're 0-2. It does affect the future of this, though, if they continue to lose, because I think I had them winning the Super Bowl. So that's a little not great for that. But I don't like them, and I don't really care. The Raiders, the weirdest team in the NFL, in my opinion. I don't know if they win on accident or if they're actually sneaky good or if they are terrible. It makes no sense to me. It's impossible to read. Browns, Jags had the Browns. Deshaun Watson continues to be terrible, but Trevor Lawrence is worse. Trevor Lawrence sucks. I've been saying that. Doug Peterson sucks. The Jaguars suck. The Jaguars are not good. I don't know why people keep trying to make them good. I think they started 8-3 last season, and that made people think they were good, and they missed the playoffs. They suck. Like, why are we pretending? Because Trevor Lawrence was drafted high, but we're already dogging Caleb Williams? When has Trevor Lawrence ever been good? Never. He's not. Like, no. Come on. It's bullshit. He's had 2 fucking starts. Leave the fucking kid alone and get one guy to block. I don't understand it. All right. Jets, Titans had the Jets. No brainer. They're just an all-around better team. I don't really have thoughts. Will Levis sucks. The Titans, though, are a quarterback away. They have a great team, it seems like. The fact that they're in both games and the quarterback throws the game away both times, they're the Bears. The Titans and the Bears are the same. They're the same team. They're the same team, except it's not Caleb's fault. It's the offensive line's fault. So let's somehow swap that. 49ers, Vikings. Of course, I got that wrong. The Vikings, why are they winning? I don't know. Sam Darnold, though, will expose himself as also not being good. Why is anyone talking themselves and thinking Sam Darnold's going to be good? How could he just be good now?
How old is he?
He's like 28. He's not even old. But you're not good all of a sudden after 6 fucking years. And you don't ride the bench on 3 teams if you're good. It just doesn't make sense.
Is that what he's been doing?
Yeah. He's been a backup for the last 4 years. And yeah, he comes in and plays well. He's a backup on a good team with good players, comes in at garbage time and plays well. That's what people do. That makes sense. And he has the best receiver in the NFL on the Vikings, and that makes sense, but it's not going to be sustainable. There's a reason why he hasn't done it, and I don't want to be wrong about this because they're in our division and they need to not be good. And I'm going to Bears, Vikings on the road. Monday night, I'll fucking be there, you fucking losers in Minnesota. You fucking losers, okay?
Whoa.
So, whatever. Chargers, Panthers, the biggest no-brainer of all time. The Panthers are the worst team ever, and they've already benched Bryce Young. The Bears fleeced them and completely ruined their franchise. They traded all of their assets. We still get their second-round pick next year for a guy that they've already benched. The trade isn't even completed yet, and he's been benched. Truly tragic.
Maybe they're saving him.
They're not. He's cooked. He's terrible. He was terrible last year. They're terrible.
No.
They're not going to get rid of him, but it's bad. Ugly. They are a terrible, horrible team that is just a giant mess. All they do is make bigger messes with dumb shit like this. But also, what could they do? They have no offense at all. They're just they're worse than the Bears. They're worse than the Bears by far on offense. Obviously, everywhere else. All right, Seahawks got that correct over the Patriots. The Patriots are a little frisky, a little surprising. But, whatever. The Seahawks are solid. I have no read on them, though. I don't think they're a real threat. I believe I said that in the opener, so whatever. Saints, Cowboys, big mistake there. What's going on with the Saints? Are they for real? Probably not, but they're better than I think, and that's annoying. I don't like them. I don't like the Cowboys either. But that was incorrect. Commanders, Giants. I have no real thoughts on this other than what a sad game. The Giants lost, even though they scored 3 touchdowns. The Commanders had 7 field goals, and the Giants had no one to kick extra points. Seems like a pretty big oversight. They should have at least tried. Their offense is so bad, they cannot convert one of those 2-point conversions. Whatever. Both teams are really, really bad. That's a really bad game. Bucks, Lions. Had the Lions. one of those games from Goff where he was just out of it and could not get into the rhythm the whole time. The Bucs seem legit, and the Lions I'm not worried about, but that was not a good performance. The Packers rushed for 500 fucking yards on the Colts because the Colts are terrible. Malik Willis looks better than Caleb Williams. He's been fucking god-awful every time he's played for his entire career. This is very upsetting as a Bears fan. And Anthony Richardson, I mean, just kind of sucks. So if the Bears can't beat the fucking Colts, that's also going to be extra terrible considering that this is what the Packers did to them. And so just extra pressure on next week. If we fucking lose to them, I'm going to be really upset.
No.
Be really upset. Rams Cardinals, was wrong about that. Cardinals cooked them in about 10 seconds. So whatever. I don't think the Rams are going to be good. I don't think the Cardinals are going to be good either, but maybe they are because that offense is electric. Marvin Harrison Jr., amazing. Steelers Broncos, got it wrong. Justin Fields doesn't look that good, so I'm not that upset. And they keep winning. Good for them, though. He is a great fit for that team, just like he would be a great fit for what the Bears are now, ironically. But, you know, I have no regrets. We want Caleb for now until things go a lot more south. But we got a long way to go for that. We got till 2 years from now before I'm worried about that. Love you, Caleb. We got it. The Broncos are a disaster. They're terrible. Bo Nix is terrible. Bengals, Chiefs. I had the Chiefs. Wish the Bengals would have won. The safety just barely mistimed that fucking play. That was bullshit. And nobody can miss a long field goal anymore. I don't know what the fuck happened there. So that's Sports Corner. Thank you for tuning in to Requiem for a Tuesday. Justice was too high for the episode, as you may have heard, but he was here technically. So thanks, Justice.
Woo!
Yeah. We had to pause it several times. There were a lot of mishaps. It was a good time.
Woo!
Thanks for tuning in. Rate, review, subscribe. This was the 200th episode. Let's hope for 200 more. Spread the fucking word. Rate, review, subscribe, share. Thank you for listening. We love you. We appreciate you. And remember, I are fat. You are fat. We are fat. Calculator.